Hi guys. This time I was not planning to make a video for this. Well, actually I forgot to start to make a video for this, and therefore I'm gonna start now, kind of halfway. But I'll give you a little bit of background. I had this BMW Z4 2007 that been brought to me with the ABS, DSC and brake. Well, was 3 lights on the dash, all related to the brake system. When I scanned the car, I got 2 codes in there. They were permanent codes. They won't go away, and both codes. I hope I'm not putting this wrong, but I think it was 5. These was property codes from BMW, and it was 50 DF0 and 50 DF1. I think was like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it was something like that. Anyway, the codes add a description, and both codes, they point it to this electric motor. So you couldn't activate the motor because of the codes on the that were there. So the ECU would not allow you to activate the pump. I don't even know if the motor is working actually. So what I've done is I removed the pump. I've took these screws off already to separate the electronic module from the actually mechanical side of things, and so you just pull it apart. Okay, so on this side obviously you have the magnets that activates the electro valves, the magnetic valves, and this is the connection for the motor. On a quick inspection, I can't really see nothing wrong with the connection. Everything looks okay. On the pump itself, I hope it's not gonna leak any oil. It's not. Over here, obviously I have all the actuators, and you have 5 pressure sensors. You have one, I don't know which one, but you have one that is for the pressure you are putting on a pedal, and then you have 4, which is one for each wheel. So when you go on live data and you press, they should all be the same. Anyway, all the sensors are reading. The faults in there were not for the sensors anyway, like I said. I was dripping all now. So what I'm gonna do first is try to put current. I'm gonna put 12 volts. Where is the thing? Over there, and that little hole in there, right at the bottom. You can't really see it, but right at the bottom there is 2 contacts, obviously for those 2 blades. So I'm gonna try to put 12 volts in there to see if the motor works or not. If the motor works, obviously my problem is gonna be there. So I'm gonna try to put something there to make contacts, and we're gonna have a go. So I've connected 2 wires right there where the contacts are. I have 12 volts in there. I have 1 wire already connected to the transformer, and the other wire is here. So let's gonna touch this and see if we can hear the pump running. Nope. No, nothing. So the pump, the motor, obviously is not working. Oh, it's not working at all. Completely dead. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to remove or to take the motor off. But while some pumps the motor is just screwed in, it's just secured with a few bolts. Obviously they decide to do more of a difficult job on this one, to take it off. So what they did is, you have the cover for the motor has these little plates here on the side. That is part of the cover. Then what they did is, they just pressed that little bit of aluminium from the body to hold the motor in place. And there is 4 of them. So to take this off is not going to be difficult. The problem is going to be if I reutilize this pump, is how I'm going to secure this back into the body. It shouldn't be difficult, but I'll have to find a way to do it. So for now, let's just try to take this motor off to see, to find out what's wrong with it. So I've cut these little knots in there, as you can see. I cut them off. This is a little bit raised already, but you can see maybe a little bit on that one. Sorry guys. You can see I've cut it off. I've started to raise the motor already, and you're gonna see just moving up. As you can see, yeah, it's coming up. I'm gonna have to drop the camera to do this, the phone, because otherwise I can't pull the pump out. But I'm gonna pull the pump out, try to figure out why it's not working. So the motor is now off. So in there you have the pump. So you have the piston. You can't really see. You can see in there the piston for the pump. You have the bearing, which looks okay to me. It's not bad. And obviously here you have the eccentric shaft. You might gonna see from there. You can see it's not centered. So that's how it works. So it goes on that bearing, and then it makes everything. It goes on a bearing and makes everything to run like that. So it runs on a oval shape, and by doing that, it keeps pushing this piston up, in and out. And obviously inside is where the pump is. Is how it pumps the oil. Now the motor, I'm afraid, is sealed, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually get into the motor. I mean, gonna have to see what I'm gonna do with this. I strongly believe the problem is just the brushes on the motor, but it's gonna be now opening because it's completely sealed. You see, it's locked in place on these recessed areas that are pressed in and holds everything in place. So let's gonna have a look and see what I'm gonna do. So I managed to open the motor. Okay. And what I found out is that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show you, but the brushes, as you can see, there's one at the end of my thumb. There's one in there. There's another one there. They were stuck at the back, or they were just stuck basically. They were really stiff to move back and forwards. So I've released them, and and they are now moving freely. There's plenty of brush left in there, so there's plenty of material. As you might, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but can you see where the copper wire is going at the back over there on the brush? And see right until the end of the cage for the brush, as you can see, there's still a lot of brush left. Can you see that? Gonna try to point it out for you. Go on. So the brush, sorry guys, so the copper goes right there, comes into here, and the brush is still all these right until there. So all these still left of brush. So there's plenty of brush on this. So I don't need to replace this. So I believe it was just a matter of the brush that they got stuck. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lubricate them. I'm going to release them properly. Well, I've done it already, but I'm going to do a little bit more. And put everything back and see if it works. Okay, so the motor is now put back together. And we're gonna try it. See if it works. Gonna see what it's gonna see what happens. Whoa, there we go, back up and running. So now I'm gonna have to figure out a way to secure the motor back into here, and we'll go from there. Right guys, so the pump is now back in place. I can see I've painted the motor. I had to kind of bodge it up a little bit to secure the pump back in place. But that way I can be 100% sure that the motor is not going to go anywhere. To be fair with you, even if the motor fails, you still have the normal brakes as before. But the way I've secured the motor, I'm 100% sure that it's not going to come off. It's a little bit difficult to do it because you can't really drill this to kind of, I could drill in there and just put a bolt, but you don't really have the room. So I've used, you can see that bolt in there, right at the back over there. So I've used a hole that is in there to drill a little bit a big diameter. I've tapped it, and I've used that bolt to secure the motor on that side. And on this side, you have a little bit of room in there. You have all this deep here, as you can see. You have a little bit of room in there to actually put a bolt on that side. So yeah, I'm 100% sure that the motor is not going to go anywhere. So we're going to go inside the car now, see if it works. I haven't bleed the brakes yet. I want to try it before. So we'll see what happens now when I turn the key on. I've actually heard the pump kicking in, and the lights that used to be on all the time was the ABS. Was that one in there, but in yellow, and obviously the DSC one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna load the BMW software, and I want to show you the exactly codes that were on the ECU. I'm gonna pause this because it takes a while to scan the car and to get ready. Okay, so it's ready to go, so we're going to there. Oh, sorry guys, it's chassis. It's gonna go to that one in there. It's gonna read the codes. There we go, guys. Not present anymore. Brilliant. So these was the two codes that were here. So 5DF0 and 5DF1. I think I got it right at the start of the video. These codes, they were present. They are not present anymore. So if I go back now, I'm gonna do erase codes. Yes. Okay. Let's just gonna see. Obviously there will be, because otherwise would be a code for it. But yeah, so they are all kind of reading all the pressure sensors. Obviously I have no brakes at the moment, but you can see it reads a little bit. So obviously some of them, until we breathe the brakes now, it's not gonna be very good. But at least they are reading. This is one of the things I want to make sure they were working. Okay, but obviously that would trigger a code anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come off the ECU. And look at that. No more lights. They are gone. So surely if I disengage... Sorry guys, move this. If I take the handbrake off, the lights will go off, and no ABS lights. So that's it, guys. Job done. All I need to do now is obviously bleed the brakes, and that's it. Problem solved. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have any questions, obviously, as always, put them below and I will answer them as best as I can. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.